Hi everybody and big welcome to a cEDH or well, something of a casual card review for Commodore Guff. This is a jeskai 4 cMC plainswalker white, red, blue and 1 generic for a 5 loyalty. At the beginning of your end step, put a loyalty counter on another target plainswalker you control. +1 loyalty, create a 1/1 red wizard creature token with tap, add 1 red, spend this mana only to cast a planeswalker spell, and -3 loyalty, you draw X cards, your Commander Guff deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of planeswalkers you control, so only him 1 card. But then with more planeswalkers, it's more card draw. So this is basically planeswalker tribal, and this guy might be your commander, so you can have like a very big planeswalker deck, and then cast him eventually and draw a whole bunch of cards. So first thing first, in cEDH, like planeswalker is just too slow is the sad word. cEDH games usually end around turn 2 or turn 3, so there's no real world where you get to sit and value with them for that long. And there's like no real existing good, or there are a few, but there are no like real existing good planeswalkers combos that we can naturally have in any deck. They're usually commanders that have other planeswalker combos in their deck, but that's because that commander can specifically utilize those planeswalker in a very cool trick. cEDH has a few tricks on how she can utilize superfriends planeswalkers combos to actually win the game, but that's because she can tutor for them. But what about casual? Like, could we play this in more of a casual setting, a lower power level? Could he work there? So he has 3 colors, that's great. He also has a card draw ability on him. The basic game plan here is just to put a bunch of random planeswalkers into play, low cMC preferably, try to defend them, build a very high count, cast this guy, -3 immediately, and draw a whole bunch of cards. And then eventually down the line, you like kill your opponents, like grinding them out in value with just your -3 ability, which is gonna take forever. Now when you evaluate cards, you always look for other cards that are doing close to the same thing. And well, I would like to highlight Narset and Light and Master here. So it's the same colors, except it's just 2 more color generic, so it's 6 mana instead of 4. Whenever Narset, Light and Master attacks, discard the top 4 cards of your library, and you may cast non-creature cards exiled with Narset without paying their mana cost. So if you attack with Narset, you can flip into a lot of really expensive planeswalkers and cast them for free. That is a very old casual strategy with Narset that is actually kind of good in casual settings. Narset is basically your card draw from the command zone, finding planeswalkers for you. And in overall, that's a lot more efficient way of getting your planeswalkers into play and utilizing a planeswalker strategy compared to Commodore Guff. Sad to say so. Commodore Guff could actually exist inside that Narset the planeswalker deck though. That would be actually kind of good card for that deck. I mean, if you're gonna play Narset as a planeswalker tribal commander, fetching your planeswalkers, then, well, he's definitely planeswalker tribal for you. And he also makes like blockers to block and protect your planeswalkers. But if we start to like evaluate Commodore Guffs in general compared to other 4 cMC planeswalkers, we have things like Chandra, Torch of Defiance, 4 mana. Now, she has a lot of different abilities. +1, exile the top card of your library, you may cast that card. If you don't, she deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's similar to his -3 ability. It's card draw for you, it's not that explosive card draw, but it's a +1 card draw effect. Guff can only do that like very rare, like +1 and then -3, so he can't do that very often. And Chandra deals 2 damage to each opponent if you don't cast a thing. And it's just +1, so you can sit there and do it every single turn. She can also +1 add 2 red mana to your mana pool that you can use to anything, while Guff is creating summoning sickness tokens that you're probably just gonna use to block. -3 on Chandra, you can deal 4 damage to a creature, so she can actually interact and protect herself, similar to how Guff is putting chunk blockers into play. But putting chunk blockers into play isn't that efficient compared to like destroying the attackers. And then -7, you get an emblem which basically reads you win the game eventually. So ultimately, when you start to compare Guff to other things, he is in the end not that great. Like at the beginning of your end step, put a loyalty counter on another target planeswalker you control is decent, but honestly not the best either. There are better things you can do. So as a finalized review for this guy, not that good. He doesn't have a really good plan for competitive gameplay, Plainswalkers aren't really on a cool combo yet. There are a few, but nothing really out of the ordinary. Nothing that is like showcased a lot inside the format. There are fringe deck that is usually utilizing some Super Friends Plainswalkers combos now and then, but they are very rare. And in casual there are better commander options for a Plainswalker deck basically. And his abilities isn't like that amazing when you compare to other 4 CMC Plainswalkers, so to say. So not great. Why even make a video about this guy? First off, I was asked to. But I have decided to start to review cards that are a little bit more on the casual side of things. Cards that aren't obviously cEDH, but like how good are they in casual as well? Because overall, this is a channel that is often reviewing cards, and well, it could be cool to review how good cards are in casual settings too. Or even the lower power level of cEDH as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked the video or got inspired in any form of way. Take care guys, and I'll see you in the next video.